Yo, what is going on, Xbox and PC fans? It is Josh bringing you guys a review for Forza Motorsport 6 Apex on Windows 10 PC. So this game is very similar to Forza Motorsport 6, obviously. However, the way it sets up its campaign a little bit different. As you guys can see here, there are a couple of primary modes, Tours of Motorsport being singular most primary mode in my opinion. So these are just actually races in here, all of which do come with a kind of prefabricated cutscene, if you will, for that particular race and style of vehicle. And they're fairly well done, as you can see. Some fairly good art direction in these things, and commentary is done by a couple of guys that you recognize from Forza Motorsport 6 and also from Top Gear. If you watch that show, a couple of these guys, you will know who they are, as well as some drivers, etc. But they're pretty cool, and that'll get you started, kind of in the right direction as far as your career in here is concerned. There is free to play as well. Obviously you can go through here and select your track. Limited number of tracks at this time available. Again, this is in beta right now, so this probably will change. But as you can see, all of the maps at least do provide some variation other than just, day, night, and rain, which most of them seem to have. But they also kind of edit out the tracks and reverse them, and will chain various corners, etc., to keep it from getting stale, essentially, from repeating the track over and over again and learning the tracks. But yeah, certainly a lot trickier in the rain and at night. But if you guys have played Forza Motorsport 6 on the Xbox One, you certainly know all about that. Cars that are available are pretty plentiful. I think I counted a total of 62 vehicles. And again, this is the beta, so that will more than likely grow. But the few notable cars that are in here right now, you do have obviously Lamborghinis and Ferraris, Koenigseggs, the Adam A, the Bentley, etc. So you really aren't left wanting for a lot. Many of the kind of lower end cars are not included, which is fine by me. As far as optional assist, these again are very similar to Forza Motorsport 6. Game options, much in the same. You can change your difficulty of your AI, number of cars, etc. And a whole lot of options in terms of the paint and just kind of the outward appearance of the vehicles. Very similar to Forza Motorsport 6 in this regard as well. Being able to change, obviously manufacturer's colors, special colors that go just on and on and on. Some really crazy looking stuff in here, which I like. And then if you just want to kind of go plain Jane, you can go to the normal colors as well, and just get yourself a little Xbox green if that's what you're digging. But yeah, the cars look super sweet in this game, just as they do in regular Forza Motorsport 6. Tuning is a little bit similar, a little bit different. Most of the tuning setup stuff is available in Apex, but I did not see any kind of option to edit out the actual parts of the car, so that is missing right now from the beta, so keep that in mind. Another part of this game, at least at this time, is the Spotlight series, and these are basically kind of just DLC, additional campaign trials and races to earn additional points to buy additional vehicles. So just another way to kind of get yourself some credits and some money. There is quite a robust, driver record area in this game. You can actually change your driver from male to female. So, ladies, if you guys want to, pardon me, gals, want to get in the driver's seat, now is your time. Stats, are pretty thorough as well. My stats are pretty garbage, so don't look at those. You can choose a different garage. I only see 2 right now, but I'm assuming this will fill out as well. And then there are various badges that you can wear on your driver, countries of origin, and if you have a good level, you can actually rep that on your badge as well. But driver tar can get checked out overall or per track. There's an area for replays. There's an area, for kind of your record of your driver to see, where he's at in terms of progression. And yeah, just a pretty deep overall area to check out your stats. All this stuff is completely active. Message Center works just as it does on Xbox One. Settings I'm going to run on this machine, just so you guys know, for a lot of these trials, all the trials you're going to see are completely maxed out. So this is actually running at 1440p. I have it set for 60 FPS, my monitor's refresh rate, and 8x MSAA. So it's totally maxed out. Controls I'm using here are going to be an Xbox One Elite controller, but you can choose whatever you like. If you want to use it, the keyboard and mouse, I don't know why you would, but you certainly could if you wanted to. Forza Vista, thankfully, is still intact, so the cars are as detailed as the rest of the game. They look just gorgeous. The car models themselves, whatever they're using in terms of shading is working extremely well. Surfaces look authentic. They do not look, overly shiny when they're supposed to be matte finish, etc. And the lighting overall on this game just looks incredible. So it also goes for the audio. I did turn my audio up to high. By default, this game actually had it set to medium audio quality. So go ahead and do that if you do hop in the demo and get that little sound boost for yourself as well. Can't hurt. So this is the game running on my computer. And a couple things that you'll notice here is that my GPU gets to about 80 degrees normally under load. It's not getting anywhere near that. It's like mid to low 60s. Mid to high 60s, I guess, but it's staying really, really cool. As you can see, the GPU is not completely saturated with work. It's kind of up and down, as is core voltage, of course, which makes sense. Fan speed, again, kind of, goes with the temperature, so that's going to vary a little bit as well. But core clock is down from where it usually would be at 100%, which is odd. A couple things to look for, though, is this game does actually utilize upwards of 5 gigabytes of VRAM at these settings. And almost 12 gigabytes of system RAM, which is just crazy. I do have this at high settings, but keep that in mind if you're going to get this game or download it. Those settings will exceed some serious memory limitations if you have those in your system, so watch out for that. Yeah, this game is just beautiful, though. I mean, the driving, as you can see, is just fast. It's visceral. It feels amazing, just as it does on the Xbox One. And the Xbox One controller works like a charm on Windows 10. And I've done a video on it before of how to link those two up. Kind of a funny, spoofy video, but educational nonetheless. Basically, you just plug your controller in. If you're a PC person, it's not rocket science. Just plug the thing into your Xbox. Into your PC with a micro USB cable, and you are off and running. So. Yeah, the rumble triggers still work just as they do on the Xbox One, and the game really does just feel amazing. It's fluid, it's 60 FPS if your machine can handle it. It doesn't seem to be too resource intensive either. It is an Xbox One game, so more than likely if you do have a 1080p display, you'll be able to get relatively good performance out of this game, and it honestly looks great even at the lower settings. So yeah, real visual treat for the eyes, and especially the hands. This thing just feels phenomenal in the hand. These controllers, the Xbox One controllers with these rumble triggers, and racing games, when the developers choose to actually implement these, just feels outstanding. Another thing to notice in this game is the physically based rain. It's actually, physics actually acting upon each individual raindrop on the car. It looks incredible, and, it actually has an impact on the game as well, in terms of how your car, responds to puddles in the road that are actually three-dimensional versus just, kind of a developer putting a skin over a different texture. Basically, most racing games don't actually interact with your tires other than to just make the the road a little bit slipperier because they turn that down. But yeah, this game you will definitely notice the rain when you're racing, from visually and as well as how the car handles going over puddles. So it's something that's pretty cool, and you don't see in other racing games that I really enjoy. As far as just variety is concerned in this game, it is pretty good. There is a limited number of tracks, of course, and cars, as it's a beta, and there is no multiplayer at this time, which definitely does kind of hurt the lasting appeal of this game, at least for the time being. But there is some pretty cool game types in here, not just straight racing. There's actually some pretty cool events that you guys can get yourselves into out there, such as you know, car bowling, which is exactly what it sounds like, just knocking over pens to get points. And it's a great looking game. The handling is phenomenal. The cars and the graphics overall look absolutely wonderful at higher resolutions with a large amount of anti-aliasing. And I think they look phenomenal on the Xbox One at 1080p. You know, 60 FPS on the Xbox One with an unwavering frame rate of 60 FPS. So, you know, you may get that on your PC and you may not. But my experience is the game is generally pretty smooth overall. I will post a link to the system requirements in the description below, and hopefully you guys can get this game looking awesome on your PCs as well. It is free right now in the Windows 10 store. So go ahead and download this and let me know in the comments below how you guys like it, how it runs on your machines. And I am going to give this one a final verdict of 8 out of 10. Really good looking game, really great gameplay, but really light on content here in the beta form. Try not to do this when you guys are playing. Have a great time with it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.